Hello trainers, welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go Battle. So today we're going to probably do a two-part series to this of me reaching Legend with this team on part number 1, and then part number 2 is going to be with another team that I use for 3 battles because the team was kind of getting a little iffy towards the very end there, and I just wanted to mix things up just a little bit. But without a doubt, this is the team that I've used from the past 2 seasons, and I had a lot of good success with it. Gained 350 points since Ultra League came back from this time around, round 2, and it consists of regular Gallade as the lead instead of Shadow Gallade, Lapras, and Sirfetch'd in the back. Now, I would like to get into these battles. I'd like to talk about what we come up across and some of my thought process of how this team worked out, because there's just certain situations where things just didn't work out so well, and in other cases, you know, we want to try sneaking in a fast move or try to store up some extra energy to switch back and forth between certain Pokemon just to make the match work. So, jumping into these battles, I think we're going to have maybe 2 sets I'm going to talk about here. This is going to be before me hitting Legends, but it's going to be very close to it. So we have Empoleon lead here. So typically what I do here sometimes, depending how I play this out and what other trainers would have, is sometimes I would go straight to the Leaf Blade and then I would jump into my Sirfetch'd to bait out anything that they would have that can counter my Gallade. So in this case, because they had their Drill Peck saved up, we shielded there, and then they bring in their Dragonite. So most likely this is going to be the Empoleon double dragon team. So in this case, what I usually do now is always go for the Leaf Blade bait first before I go to the Brave Bird, because we can have both chances of letting go this move. So without a doubt, we would always get a shield at the end of the day, or they just completely let go of their D-Knight. So in this case here, just to chip away with damage and shields are down, we're going to go back into Gallade because we can get to this close combat before they get into the Empoleon, and then we immediately switch into Lapras. And because of Empoleon having this low of a health, there's no way this Empoleon's going to beat this Lapras with a full health out Lapras. So this team comp is very manageable and it's very easy to win against. You're not seeing this team so much anymore as you get up higher in the elo. But still, without a doubt, when you come across this team, it's pretty easy, especially when you get the shields down rather quickly, because that D-Knight is in a pickle situation. Same thing if they bring in Kingdra as well too. They usually don't want to give up both shields, so it gives Sirfetch'd that opportunity to come in and actually go for the Leaf Blade and Brave Bird right after. So GG's there for that match. So I didn't cut through anything with these battles I recorded from stream, so gotta be a little patient sometimes, but for the most part we went pretty quick. But again, this was just shy of, I think we were in the 2900s in these 2 sets, and going into this battle. So what I came across going with the Alolan Ninetales as a lead is usually they don't shield their moves. So what I typically do is I'll build up until they throw to their second Weather Ball, and I'll shield, and then I would go, usually, and I didn't do it in this case, but I learned that going straight close combat would knock out the Ninetales, and we don't have to worry about having to shield again with our Gallade. So we switch into our Lapras here, and they brought in Alolan Raichu. This is an XL. Not very good with this team because they build up to the Thunder Punches really quick, and really my thought process here, I didn't want to lose all my shields against this Raichu. So what I ended up doing here, I switched back into Gallade because I actually had the charge move, not knowing I was going to lose CMP tie, so we had to lose that shields there. And then we're going to let go of this Leaf Blade, which they actually let go, which is surprising, and then they bring back their Alolan Ninetales. So the Alolan Ninetales usually win CMPs in a lot of Pokemon situations. In this case, because we didn't have a shield here, we're going to lose this match. Now, if this was a regular Swampert, we would definitely have a chance here. But because we don't have any shields and it's just Shadow, straight EQ, we're just going to knock us out, as you can see here. And GG's for that match. So, could have been maybe somewhat manageable with that team. But it's really tricky when you're down shields and having someone like Alolan Raichu and a Swampert in the back that can spam charge moves really quickly. Just a matter of alignment there. And really, what's it called? Lapras didn't have too much play against Alolan Raichu. Sometimes with Swampert, depending on how situations go. So, but moving on to the next battle. So basically, like, as we get into these battles, usually I would try to find ways with GALLADE to win leads. And sometimes in certain situations, like for example, we may see it in here, is Galvantua leads, where we would usually try to gain an extra confusion through the fast moves, because they usually like to go spamming out those wild charges and get through that lunge. And actually in this situation too with Talonflame, I usually try to shield the first one, making sure it's not a Brave Bird, because really our only answer in this situation as a lead is trying to chip away as much as we can with the confusions. And now that we're even planes with our shields, I'm going to switch into Lapras, and whatever move that they throw, I just not shield, because I want to keep those shields for, or the shield for the GALLADE or the Surf Edge, depending on what they have in the back. So Lapras comes in. In this case, I just don't shield again. Optizuka comes in, and our defense goes down. In this case, I just bring in Surf Edge to build up on energy, knowing that they're not going to have an answer there. And then in this case, they bring in their Swampert. So going to get their last shield here, and I'm going to shield here and just make sure that I don't get the Leaf Blade into the Talonflame here, because that's really going to be my biggest win condition is Surf Edge, because we know Surf Edge can win CMP tie. And then in this case, I build up to double Leaf Blades, and then I'm just going to let it go here with Talonflame, and then I'm going to let it go with Swampert. So just trying to be aware of the situation with energy that the other trainer has on their Pokemon, and make sure I try to find a way to get Talonflame Surf Edge to win that match. It gets pretty tricky because you know, with this team, GALLADE or Surf Edge are your harder hitting move Pokemon, and Lapras is more of like the bulk, taking care of like some of the shield situations when we're down with it. So I just want to try to play it out, make sure that works to our benefit. So moving on to this battle, Shadow Dragonite can sometimes be an issue. Typically what I do, especially when it's a Shadow, is I build up to the Leaf Blade and throw it, because they usually shield, because Shadow Dragonite can be a little squishy. And then in this situation, they usually have a Machamp in the back. In this case, it's a Shadow Machamp, and as you can see, it's probably the first time in this situation where I actually get to the Leaf Blade or Ice Beam, and we knock it out. So in this case here, we shield because we just want to maintain that health, and then we switch back into the Dragonite, because what I wanted to do here is shield and try to chip away as much as I can. And what I should have really done here is maybe snuck in one less confusion, so Surf Edge can farm a little bit more. And then in this case, let's see, does the Leaf Blade go through for the shield? It does. And then I think I was just short, yep, of the Brave Bird, because they win CMP tie. Gengar has really high attack stats, so in that case we could have definitely won that match if we gave Surf Edge 1 or 2 extra counters, and we would have been pretty safe there, because usually they would shield their Gengars in the beginning. They hardly ever not shields, knowing that Surf Edge can go to that Brave Bird. So here we go, Galvantua, I just mentioned about it. Really what I do here is just try to get in as many confusions as I can. We snuck that one in, which is perfect for this situation. And then I throw in one more confusion, and then I throw it so we can deny that Volt Switch. Because what's going to happen here is we get to that Leaf Blade, and we actually get to another move before they get to another lunge. And this puts them in a pickle if they want to shield or they want to let it go. And what I typically do here too is I try to catch a lunge onto Lapras, but I got a little too fast there on the switch, and they let go of that discharge, which is completely okay. We're just going to chip away here with this Snorlax, because they're going to body slam, and then what we're going to most likely do is bring in our Surf Edge and chip away and try to build up on some energy. So we're in a pretty good situation here. Hopefully I don't have a Charmer in the back, and what we're going to do is just let go of this body slam, and this gives us a lot of opportunity, knowing what they have. Oh, there we go, Swampert. So perfect situation. We're gonna spam away here with the Leaf Blade. They shield again. You just got to be extra careful about the switch, the sack swap. So we're just gonna build up, and we throw it. They're not gonna switch. Leaf Blade's gonna knock them out. And then between GALLADE and Surf Edge, we can knock out this Snorlax, and they can seal the match there. So GG. So yep, pretty straightforward for that battle. Not too bad. We got a 3-2, could have been a good potential 4-1. What I've learned so far with this team coming into this season, getting to Legend, is that there's a couple team comps that are very, very difficult for this team. Shadow Lax is very, very difficult, knowing that they usually have a Clefable or a Charmer in the back. Sometimes Obstagoon can be an issue because of what they have in the back as well too. Not so much the Obstagoon as the lead, and then also an Abomasnow as the lead, because they usually have a Gallade in the back, and the trick is that they usually want your Gallade to be low before they bring in their own Gallade to farm down. So here we go into another match. Talonflame as the lead. We're doing the same thing here. We're just going to build up to the close combat. We're just going to let it go. We just want to start chipping away with this. And they let go of the flame charge here. We're just going to shield because Gallade is still very valuable for this team. And we're just going to, I guess, build down and snipe away with Lapras. So they just lost out on all that energy. And then they have an Ampharos in the back. So we're not going to most likely shield. We're just going to chip away with Surfs here. I think they're going to get to one Thunder, and then they're going to farm down, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. We're going to go for another Surf. And then I think I'm going to bring in Gallade afterwards because we do have energy. And I think we win CMP tie, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to force them to either shield or let it go. Well, actually, no. We were one confusion short. So we're going to let this go, and then we're going to throw this Leaf Blade. We let go of that confusion first, just in case. And then they had a Galvantua in the back. So this is actually going to be very tricky. In most cases, they're going to lunge here, which I should have not shielded, actually. And then I let go of this Leaf Blade, which they do shields. And then in this case, I let go of another Leaf Blade, which I should have just gone to the Brave Bird. And that was probably the losing situation of this match. So what I should have done is not shields. I should have just banked that they're going to go for a lunge, and then I could have just built up to the Leaf Blade for them to shield, and then throw the Brave Bird after, and then have a chance to go back and knock out Ampharos before they knock out both our teams, or our Pokemon, I mean. So could have been another winnable match. Just went a little too quick on the shield there, wasn't thinking through, but GG's nonetheless. So getting to these closer to the Legend, it was kind of hard sometimes trying to find some matches, but Mr. Cucumber. So Kingdra in the lead. This is not too bad. I think I sometimes play it out, but typically I build up to the close combat and then Leaf Blade. They typically shields, which they do, and then I throw immediately into Lapras just to catch the move, which they usually go into Monoptizooka. So in this case, they have a regular Machamp, no problems whatsoever, because all we can do here is just chip away, and then we're going to bring in our Gallade to farm down. So they're most likely not going to shield because they already have shielded their Kingdra. And then I'm just coming actually with Surf Fetch to see if I can snipe it down. So the counter did go through. We do shields just so we can maintain that health, and then they have a Talonflame in the back. So what I'm going to do here is build up as much as I can. Most likely this is just a flame charge, but I just want to keep the shield, and then they bring in their Kingdra, which is probably actually perfect in this situation because we have so much energy, and we just build up, and then I switch into our Talonflame here, and then I was trying to get to the close combat because that's going to be the harder hitting move, but they let go of the flame charge, which is great. And then in this case, I was just trying to see if I can bait out for the Leaf Blade, which they do shields, and then we have enough energy for the Brave Bird, and we won that match there. So super close, but we managed to win that match. GG's there from that trainer, and we're just gonna move on to the next battle. So I think what I also learned getting up in these elos is to write down the team comps, to kind of study out what they have. Just to see how it work out with the team. Like I said in part 2 of the video, I ended up switching to another team that got me to Legend last season. Yeah, it's just very, very good to kind of analyze the stuff that you record, and then just the teams that people use, just to see how things work out. So jumping into this match, like I said, Snorlax is super, super hard for this team because we do have a counter for Snorlax in the back, but they're going to have a counter against a fighting Pokemon. So I've been trying to play it out this way where we have Swampert in the or I'm sorry, we go down to the 2 shields. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. And then I switch into our Surfetch, start building up energy, and then I tried to sweep as fast as I can just to chip away Pokemon. So as you can see, because we had energy lead, we let go of that Venusaur, and then in that case I should have chipped away maybe with the Leaf Blade. I was hoping I can get to the Brave Bird, but the idea behind that is to force the trainer to throw the move, because Brave Bird is going to most likely knock out that Pokemon from there. So we lagged out here from the Surf, which would have knocked out this Snorlax, and then we brought in our GALLADE to chip away. We had 1 HP and a Leaf Blade. GALLADE is on fire, and he throws off the Leaf Blade, and we win that match. So could have been a little bit easier match, but because of lag, it made it a little bit more sweaty than what it should have been. But GG's nonetheless. I think actually not throwing the move maybe on Surfetch was the better call instead of chipping away, but without a doubt that was a good match either way. So here we go, another Alolan Ninetales. Typically they have Powder Snow, usually they don't have Charm with Alolan Ninetales, and it makes it really easy for this team. So they throw the Weather Ball like I usually do, just build up, and then I shield here, and then I think I go with the Close Combat. So they usually don't shield, they know they can survive the Leaf Blade, and they usually think you're gonna bait, and then I switch into Surfetch to cancel out that debuff, and then they brung in a Drifblim, and then quickly into a Machamp, which is very surprising. So this gave us a perfect opportunity to not shield here, because we know Lapras is going to be our win comp right here. And I think what I do here is just build up. I don't think I'm going to shield here first, because if they bait, it's okay, we can switch into our GALLADE, but they're going straight Shadow Ball here. And what I'm going to do is just go with the Surfs. They don't know we have the Ice Beam, that can be also our winning condition. And then I go quickly into GALLADE, throw this Leaf Blade. They end up shielding here, which is perfect. That was basically our win comp right there. So whatever they throw here is not going to be an issue for us. Shadow Ball, and then we have enough for Surf, and this is going to knock out the Drifblim. So GG's there with that match. Very, very fun. You don't really see so many Surfetch Drifblims in the back, so that's really cool of a team. So moving on to the next match, like I said, GALLADE in the lead is not a really bad Pokemon. It has a lot of answers to certain Pokemon as lead, and even if there's neutral or losing matches, it's okay, because Surfetch or Lapras can get a little bit of a head start with their Pokemon that they would come up across. But like I said, usually a Clefable or Togekiss as a lead is really, really hard for this team. And also having one in the back, but depending on how they play it out, usually we can come back. But 2 Charmers, no go, which we haven't really seen at all, maybe like once, which wasn't too bad. And but yeah, it's pretty good overall. Like I said, once you kind of know the ins and outs a little bit with this team, you can play it out really, really well. It's a very odd, like BBA kind of style team, where it kind of works to your benefit. Like in this case here, they switch into their Excadrill, and then we can come in with our Surfetch just to maintain that health. We just shield once, and we put all this pressure now onto Venusaur, where they think they, went away with the GALLADE. We had some play now with the Surfetch, so we're going to throw here, which we should have gone with the Brave Bird. With knowing that much energy that we have, we should have just gone double Brave Birds, but in this case I didn't want to actually, that was the mistake that a second mistake I would have done, is not throwing the Brave Bird as well too with that energy. I think this was actually the match that would have got me to Legend really quick, but we misplayed it out there, and that was the losing condition for us. So we double up here with the Surfs, and I think they double up here, and then in this case I think we just let go of the Flame Charge, and then this puts us into a pickle because they have energy for a Brave Bird, I believe, and this doesn't, oh, they actually Flame Charge. So yeah, I mean, it's not so much we can do here because we use the shields. Maybe if we let go of that Flame Charge, we probably would have had a chance because of this Frenzy, but GG's nonetheless. So this match alone got us right into 29-97 and we were super close to Legend in this first run. But like I said, on part 2, we're going to show what happens. Basically, I think we go 1-4 with the team because just the team comp wasn't working with the trainers that we had, and then we switched into what is it called? We went into GALLADE. No. We did Shadow Swampert as the lead with GALLADE and Shadow Champ in the back, and that's what gave us the push to Legend. So, like I said, this team, when I started out again round 2 with what is it called? Ultra League, we went up 350 points. So we went from like 2600 elo to 2997 when we went down 50 points. And then the remaining team that we used got us to the push with the 4-1 into Legend. So 2997 there. So like I said, pretty fun with this team. Used it for 2 seasons now. Helped me a lot in climbing, especially getting into Expert. This was the first time this season actually getting so close to Legend. I really wanted to use this team only just to get to Legend, just to prove the point that I can do it without using any XL Pokemon whatsoever. But hey, we were just shy, and like I said, another team just made it, and without a doubt, like I said, just a fun team. Really love it. Really would love any of you guys to give it a shot. But without a doubt, guys, thanks for watching. Still streaming on Twitch. Usually I'm trying Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, any other day, or just strict bonuses. But tag along, come on through and say hello if you want to. But without a doubt, thanks for watching, and be ready for part 2 on how I get to Legend with the other team. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you later. Peace.